Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to today's semiconductor industry update from March 24 to March 30, 2025. We'll break it down for you. European lawmakers advocates push for Chip Act 2.4. A group of 54 European Parliament members is calling on the European Commission to launch Chips Act 2.0. The goal, boost semiconductor production, particularly AI chips, to close the supply gap and enhance Europe's competitiveness against the US and Asia. Impacts. Encourages more investments in European semiconductor research and manufacturing, could make the EU less dependent on foreign chip suppliers, impacting global trade dynamics. Malaysia to tighten semiconductor export rules under US pressure. Under rising global tensions over AI chip exports to China, Malaysia plans to tighten semiconductor regulations following US demands. Impacts. Stricter regulation may disrupt global semiconductor supply chains. Malaysian chip makers could face difficulties balancing trade between the US and China, leading to possible market shifts. Compound semiconductor materials market projected to suppress $91 millions by 2035. The global compound semiconductor materials market is expected to grow from $29.97 billion in 2025 to $91.03 billion by 2035, driven by 5G, electric vehicles, and AI chip demand. Impacts. Increased demand for compound semiconductors could boost investment in material innovation. Industries like telecommunication and automotive will benefit from improved performance. Missouri University enhances semiconductor workforce training. A Missouri University has launched a specialized training program to support the US semiconductor industry workforce needs, addressing a growing skills gap. These causes impact like workforce development initiatives could strengthen US domestic semiconductor manufacturing. Increases skilled labor availability may attract semiconductor investments to the US. On Semiconductor Corporation shares a 6.4% amid market uncertainty. Shares of On Semiconductor fell by 6.4%. Investors are worried about weakening demand in key markets, leading to a bearish outlook for the company's short-term growth. Impacts. Falling stock prices may impact future investments in chip development, signals potential challenges in the semiconductor sector's post-pandemic recovery. TSMC engages in talks with US over potential tariffs on Taiwanese chips. TSMC is in a discussion with the US officials to mitigate the effects of possible tariffs on semiconductor imports. If imposed, these tariffs could drive up costs of American tech companies. Impacts. Higher tariffs could lead to increased chip prices, affecting global electronics manufacturing. The outcome of these talks could have lasting effects on semiconductor trade stability. Smiths Group shifts semiconductor tester manufacturing to Texas. Smiths Group is moving its semiconductor testing device production from China to Texas. The goal support US-based chip manufacturers and avoid trade restrictions. Impacts. Strengthen domestic semiconductor testing capabilities in the US, reduces reliance on foreign manufacturing and ongoing trade tensions. India's semiconductor demand to hit $100 to $110 billion by 2030. India's semiconductor market is set for massive growth, expected to reach $100 to $110 billion by 2030. Government incentives, rising AI demand, and the expanding electronic sectors are key drivers. Impacts: encourages investments in India's semiconductor ecosystems, reducing reliance on imports, strengthens India's position as a potential global semiconductor manufacturing hub. AMD and Nvidia lead semiconductor stock rally as tariff worries ease. Good news for chip crops. Reports suggest the US may reconsider imposing tariffs on Taiwanese semiconductor exports. Investors are optimistic, leading to a stock market rally. Impacts: provides temporary relief for the semiconductor sector, but future uncertainties remain. US chip makers may still need backup plans for potential trade restrictions. DSM Semichem receives $7.187 million grant from Texas Semiconductor Innovation Fund. DSM Semichem LLC has been awarded a $7.87 million grant from the Texas Semiconductor Innovation Fund to expand its specialty materials and chemicals facilities in Plainview, Texas. This expansion involves a total capital investment of $176 million and is expected to a critical component in semiconductor manufacturing. Impacts: enhances the domestic supply chain for semiconductor materials in the US, strengthen Texas' position as a hub for semiconductor manufacturing and related industries. MeitY Secretary inaugurates India's first nanoelectronics roadshow at Vlsi, Bangalore. India hosted its first nanoelectronics roadshow. Over 100 intellectual properties and 50 plus cutting-edge technologies were showcased by top institutions like IISc and IITs. Impacts: showcases India's growing capabilities in nanoelectronics and semiconductor innovation, could attract global tech partnerships and investments in semiconductor R&D. India's semiconductor market is projected to grow from $45 to $15 billion today to $100 to $110 billion by 2030. Semiconductors espionage. Taiwan's Investigation Bureau has exposed a major case of industrial espionage. Chinese firms, including SMIC, have been poaching Taiwanese talent to gain access to high-tech secrets. Impact: poses security risks and could lead to tighter regulations on cross-border hiring, could spark increased uncertainty on talent movements in semiconductor industry. Intel Capital to spin out as independent venture firm. Intel Capital, the venture arm of Intel, is going to be independent. This shift will give the firm more flexibility in making investments across the tech sector. Impacts: expands Intel's capital's ability to fund semiconductor startups and innovative tech, may accelerate the development of new semiconductor technology. TSMC and US collaborates to address looming tariffs. TSMC is taking action. The company is investing $100 billion in Arizona, building new fabs and R&D centers to strengthen US chip production. Impacts: enhances US semiconductor self-sufficiency, reducing reliance on foreign manufacturing, strengthens global semiconductor infrastructure, impacting future supply chain dynamics. China's SI carrier advances semiconductor equipment amid US restrictions. Chinese startup SI Carrier has launched 30 plus new semiconductor products at Semyon 2025. This move highlights China's push for self-reliance in semiconductor tech. Impacts: signal China to reduce dependency on foreign semiconductor equipment, could shift global supply chains as China develops homegrown semiconductor solutions. That's a wrap on today's semiconductor industry update.
Yeah, thank you for joining. So we hope everyone gains some awareness about the latest developments. So yeah, thank you. Everyone can leave the meeting.